Yeah, recording on the side for stars and wishes. And then move over to this.
Hello and welcome back. This is our post show for the third play session with Fiona. We've been playing the character Syrah in a Forge in the Dark game. And yeah, this is like 2 minutes after we finished recording. So, stars and wishes.
Stars and wishes.
Here, I'll give you a couple off bat.
Okay.
Star, very glad to still be doing this recording. It's been going great. We had to postpone a couple of times, but I think it's totally been... I appreciate that we were both able to like accommodate that. It's the joy of being in a two-person group that, you know, when you have to miss a session, it doesn't push it back weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks.
But also, as I said to you off recording, yes, because unfortunately for me, the reason why, again, sort of peeking behind the curtain, is that turns out, compared to the UK, the internet in the US, it's variable. I didn't realize this. We have brownouts and stuff like that. So over the weekend, we just had no internet. And again, I would say I'm not addicted to the internet, but it's kind of important to, you know,
do a lot of
stuff.
Work you do, a lot of stuff you do,
most of the things I need. What was nice was that, like you said, again, it's easier when it's just two people. Yeah. But I didn't feel like, maybe I should wait or something like that. Because I said to you, like, okay, it says it's going to be back at this time. I do not trust Mediacom at all. You can put that on the podcast. Do not trust them. But you know, I didn't want to. I hate, that's the thing, one of my big pet hates, and I know sometimes it happens, right? When someone cancels literally at the last minute, and I'm saying like 15 minutes to go, 5 minutes to go. I've even been on a call, literally about to go on a call, and it got cancelled. Because, and the thing is though, the reasons for it are always valid. Don't get me wrong, you know.
Totally.
But it's just that sort of thing where just because for me, especially because I'm doing a lot of stuff in different time zones, some people are like, oh, great, I get my evening back. But for me, it's like, I get my afternoon back if I'm recording in the UK. But I'm like, right, I need to re-engage I need to do something. Because and it's because some people are like, oh, thank God I don't have to do that. But like, I like recording in the evenings, like with you, obviously, because I know then I can just go and play a video game or something like that. But I'm just like, but I'm looking forward to this and all that sort of thing. So I appreciate, I guess, it's a start for me, but also like me saying to you, hey, here's some options. If it doesn't work out, I'm going to tell you as soon as possible so that you can now replan your day and you're not having to do all this, you know, again, the minimal amount of prep that Forge in the Dark games do, but I don't want you to worry about that and then go, oh, well, I can't, I've got this in my brain now, and for the next 2 hours, I can't do anything because I've readied myself for this, and now I need to unlearn that and then go do something else, which maybe you find it a lot easier to do that. I found it a big struggle.
I do often find that difficult. But you actually said something that leads into another star that I want to just mention is the joy of, like, I kind of felt like I didn't have enough prepared for this session. I always feel that way. But the joy of the way that that Blades in the Dark's mechanics work, it just sort of snowballed. Thing after thing after thing just kind of snowballed, and there became incident where before there were just pieces, you know, and I didn't need to plan that plot, and that worked out very nicely. And that's my star.
Because I think as well to be on that as well, like obviously we've planned this to be like it's a party, and the thing is though, as we've kind of hinted at, parties are nebulous things.
Yes,
unless you have a structure where we're like, and now we eat, and now the disco happens, and now this. It's not like that. We've all been to those parties. There's always someone that's sat in the corner, doesn't do anything. So I kind of realised, I was like, oh, well, this could be still gathering information. So that's why I was like, I need to make big swings for you to be like, react to that. That's the thing, is that there's only so much, again, because I've experienced this as well. People go, well, we're going to just hang around and see what happens. I'm like, that does not help the GM in any way if you hang around, because then what happens, and I think, and maybe I told you about this, in my Blades in the Dark game, which again, don't get me wrong, I really love Blades in the Dark. My players are really getting to grips with, they're getting there. But there was a moment where they said like, we're going to get these two NPCs into a room and then we're just going to overhear what they say to each other. And I was like, are you sure? Yes. I was like, you sure you don't want to have someone in there? Like, you know, with like talking to them? No. So what ended up happening was a 5-minute duologue with just me talking to myself. But then I was like, what can I do? I'll escalate. So I pulled guns out. I almost shot the other person because I was like, I've got to shoot myself on this. I can't, and they're like, oh, well, we'll do something. I was like, you weren't in the room, But yeah, cause I realized, because obviously if you're talking to yourself, it's very hard because you're not generating anything new. And of course, then you're thinking, oh, everyone's watching me and people are listening to what I say. And so, yeah, so that's why I was like, right, I still need to do these big swings to help you to go, oh, perfect, So yeah. I love this sort of game. And so yeah, as soon as I was like, oh, Nebulous Party, right. Obviously, we'll do a little bit of smooching. But then I was like, right, follow this person. Okay, the kitchen, the hats, tripwire.
These things become important when you make them important.
Right.
Like it's not like they're. I had a specific plan. Like, oh, you're going to go to the coat room. But it became an important place because you decided that would be an important place. And I was going to make it an important place. And I had ideas in mind for how I would make it even more important, depending on what you actually decided to do in there.
100%.
But yeah. So yeah. Do you have any stars or wishes you want to call out?
Big star. I want to say is like, because you know what, and this is a cop out star, but it's not. Your excitement when I say something and you go and I'm like, yes, that's exactly what I want you to react as. I said a cool thing, didn't I? Because in my head, that cloakroom scene, instantly Fiona was like, well, I'll get a hat as a disguise, and so I saw you excited about that, and I was like, but I've already made it important to Syrah that the baldness. So why would he take a hat? And I was like, are you okay?
I just crossed my legs and slammed my knee into my desk.
Wait, are you injured like Syrah now? Ooh,
Oh gosh.
Yeah. If in doubt, injure yourself. That's a pro Fiona tip. Become the big baby. But no, I loved, because it made me feel like, okay, because again, we all struggle with these things. I was like, what would I do in a situation that's not just following? I need to think of something because, again, it's like, I think I said this before. The character knows what's going on. Mm-hmm. They already have a plan. They're super smart about this. They might not feel like the dice go the wrong way, but it's more that they're not inept. So that's why I was like, Syrah wouldn't go through the door because he knows she's on the other side. So that was
so interesting. I was really like thinking about, like, it hadn't occurred to me that you were going to try to like draw her out or anything like that. That was I don't know. It just created this like interesting cat and mouse scenario. That I liked a lot.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, because what I thought, because you said a line, and I think it was a throwaway line at the end of it. But again, this is what I'll say, is that you said, this person looks a little bit like Liam Dabadasher. With the and I instantly was like, it's Liam Dabadasher in disguise, of course. So that's why I was like, he's sussing out his own party or something like that. That's what I was thinking. And so in my head, it's like, well, he probably has spotted me to a certain extent. I'm not gonna. No. He's going to come to me. So that's the reason I did it. Obviously, as currently, that's not how it's played out. And I'm like, great, that's fine. But in my head, I was like, I'm not gonna follow my prey. The prey comes to me. Chefs, a cake.
Oh, that was such a fun one where like. Oh, I just like that a lot. You've been making big swings, things that have been very easy to react to.
Yes.
Which has been fun. So we've hit a lot of like stars. Let's say a wish. For me, I mean, I'm just looking forward to when we get to record the next one.
Yes, 100%.
Think it's probably going to be the last one, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it feels like it'll be a natural... Unless something terrible goes wrong. Yeah. If I roll ones forever, I just get thrown in the jail underneath this house. I agree with that.
Yeah. But we'll see. And beyond that, I mean, I don't know. I think the only thing that I will say wish-wise is that I, other than just I hope things continue being good, is I hope you get a chance to use one of your other two special abilities.
Agreed. Yes.
Because they're super interesting. I'm glad that you've gotten to use the current one as much as you have. I do appreciate that.
Yeah, I feel I guess it's a great one. I really like it, and it totally makes sense of me. I think because I did think to myself, the shake on it. I did think to myself, I can shake on her hand if I get her to trust her and then give her that tag. But then I was like, well, I'll give her some information first about, and then I beefed that role. But that's the thing. I thought to myself, that's what I can do because I want to get her hand. And maybe that's the shake on it ability. I think that's a Liam Dabadasher one for sure, to weaken him at least at the beginning of whatever meeting we have. But the shocking reveal.
Exactly what that one says.
Absolutely. So it says, you bind people to keep their word. Choose a curse tag such as haunted or clumsy, etc. If someone promises you something and does something to seal the promise, such as shaking your hand, signing a contract, or swearing on a loved one's grave, then they take that curse tag if they betray you, and you will know they've betrayed you when you see them.
Excellent.
So I think it could be that's a juicy one. And you mentioned a cemetery, and I was like, a cemetery. So I did caught that. But also, the shocking reveal one as well, where it says there are aspects of you that are frightening to most people. When the GM has you make an action roll in the presence of another character, you can reveal this hidden side of yourself. You are granted a critical success on that action roll, and anyone who witnesses this reveal is now terrified of you. Replace this ability with another one, or strike it out. So again, strike out this ability and gain a dot in 2 relevant actions. So that's very powerful, that one. So that's why I'm like, that is last resort. So I was like, I'm not using that on her. Like, I need her on my side,
Yeah.
But the shake on it was the one I was thinking of, for sure.
I do want to highlight just, I don't know where I got the idea of making a special ability that makes you, when you use it once, it's very powerful, but then you have to replace it with something else.
Oh, I love it.
I love it. I've got
I think it's great.
that one. I have one other move with that same mechanic, which I think is, let me find it. It's really interesting.
Because it reminds me of, I don't know if you've read Heart, The City Beneath by Rowan Brooke and Ducard.
I have not. I think I've looked at the sort of like quick start.
Yeah. So what I would say is that what they do is when you're creating characters, you pick up beats, which are abilities. It's kind of abilities, but also they're kind of like, they're things you want to hit in sessions. So a bit like Stars and Wishes, but you're like, oh, my character next session, they want to do X, Y, Z, find a location, etc. But then at the end, they have something called Zenith Beats. And that is like how your character dies or transforms in some way. And all of them are like, it's that sort of thing. It's like, it's very final what happens to them. But it's fascinating because you can be like, well, I know I'm working towards this ending for my character. And so you know what your ending is. And so you can really, as the GM, but also the player, can really put out to it. Like there's one, I can't remember which class or anything like that, so you'll have to forgive me, but there's one that's like, you are like, you give you sacrifice yourself and you become an NPC, and at any point, your party can like do your move and you return to save them as this NPC, as a sort of ex machina type thing.
That's really cool.
What a really cool thing to do. I think it's the Missian Knight, which is stuff to do with trains and all that. So it's like very paladin like. And I just like that idea of like, I like the idea that, because I'm thinking to myself, when am I going to use this? Because obviously this is the ending thing. I need to use this because it will be a waste otherwise. And maybe it doesn't come up. But I was like, this shocking reveal has to be used at some point, whether it's going to be on Liam Dabadasher or maybe if my sister turns up, maybe I'll just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
That's exciting. I found the other move that I had with this. It's called Flight or Flight. If someone tries to attack you, you are always able to avoid harm. You never attack anyone else. If you ever do attack someone else, then you will be harmed or captured. Afterwards, replace the special ability with another one, or strike out this ability and gain 1 dot in 2 relevant actions.
Damn, that's so good. You're constantly got Sanctuary on you. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I like the idea. That seems like it would be very overpowered in like a team thing, possibly. But in this one-on-one game, if I know that somebody has this, I just know that any combat I throw at them, they will always be able to avoid being hurt. And that's just really fun to work with within that constraint.
Oh, getting rid of combat from a two, like, a lot of less work for you as a GM to be like, stats or whatnot. But that's so cool because then you have to play around with like the social stats and stuff. And I can imagine just stopping more and talking about things through.
Yeah.
That's wild. 100%. If I'd seen that through, I was like, that would be good. But like, I like the idea of the horrible of the shocking reveal, which made sense for me.
Yeah, totally fits. let's see. Is there anything else we want to touch on before we wrap it up?
I just a general big star for you, like for going with these big swings, and also being these your various falling ladies as I'm just like pontificating, like you're like, oh, thank you, and I was like, yes, keep going, yes. So no, I appreciate you coming along with me for that ride, and yeah, my wish is to see how this ends, because I feel like it's that sort of thing where Syrah's in complete control, but as I keep mentioning, like I'm like going like, fuck, how do I get out of this? And I'm like, that's fine. But it's like I just saw it on my sheet still. I've not written it. I've not erased it. I still have nerves, but I don't think Syrah has nerves. Fiona has nerves. Like I think I've embodied my character sheet, and I'm going, oh no, the hats are broken. I've tripped over a wire. Oopsie doopsie. So. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. It's really brightened up my day, this session. So yeah, thank you very much.
Another quick one that I want to highlight is just the fact that when we came into this, you had no stress, and I was worried. I was like, is that going to put her in too powerful of a position to have like, full bar? And boy, you filled that up fast, which is great.
No, I need to find who this person is. Mm-hmm. Like I said, so I realized I didn't know what he looked like, and I was like, fuck it, it doesn't matter.
That's such a fun complication.
It doesn't matter, like I'll just go for it and see. And yeah, I think, okay, here's a wish for me. Yes. That I do like pushing myself and taking stress and flashbacks. I really like that, but I will try and do more just if I do rolls that I just do roll 2 and take the lower, because I do like that mechanic a lot. But I think again, because I put so much high stakes on this, and I was like, if I don't get this, I'm buggered. And weirdly, obviously rolling 2 die, it's fine, like it's just going to take the lower, but then you're rolling 1 and it's still low. You're like, well, I would have known what the higher one was, and that would have been nice. But yeah. So I think, that's a wish for me for next time. Is like, don't worry about pushing yourself or taking the stress. Mm-hmm. You're already in a stressful situation. Just do the roll, just no proficiency in the action, and just take the lowest one. It's absolutely fine.
Doing the skills that your character are bad at.
Right, exactly. Because we've got to the point now where the stakes have been raised, where I've gone, okay, plan D, and then I'm just going like, and now I'm out of my comfort zone. It's that sort of thing. So I feel like that will naturally happen. Because I try not to go like, okay, I'm going to do this because I'm really good at this. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think about what I would do as this character, rather than like, I'm good at studying. I can command and I can sway, but I can't command. So.
I appreciated you doing command at that last little bit, because you're like, that gets me more what I want, and who cares if I fail? Like, if I fail, that's
exactly.
great.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, can't wait till next time. So excited.
Cool. All right. I think with that, we will wrap things up. And should we have a different sign off for the post show? I don't know.
Run away.
Right. Bye-bye.
Thank you to the Droid Drops for the use of Not Drunk as our intro and outro music. Thanks to all of our guests, and thanks to you for listening. You can find us and say hi over at sidecharacterquest.com or by checking out our show notes for more links and information. If you're enjoying the show, drop a rating or review wherever you listen to podcasts, and we'll see you around. Bye!
Hey, I'm Brooke. My friends and I perform spooky stories on our podcast 13. 13 is a movie for your ears with immersive sound design and music from our composer. And we're not reading you the same old ghost stories from Reddit. With original stories from our in-house writers and submissions from up-and-coming authors, 13 will make you smile, break your heart, and have you wishing for a nightlight. Atmospheric, slow burn, always spooky, and sometimes sexy. Our friends are some of the best voice actors and writers in our little corner of the podcast industry. So if you want to find out why those figures in black keep meeting by the water just before dawn, why you should never sleep in a room with an empty chair, or why you hear faint music echoing from the abandoned mall, join us by following 13 wherever you're listening right now. That's 13, the word, not the number, all spelled out. Bridget Howard keeps asking for my teeth. Wherever you get your podcasts.
Bye.
Bye.